What makes a bear a bear? A warthog a warthog? A wolf a wolf? Well, you can tell by how they look, or you can look at what they do. Every kind of animal has its own repertoire of behaviors unique to that species. At Brookfield Zoo, we are concerned with not only conserving species and their habitats, we are also committed to the welfare of each individual animal in our care. Just as we provide veterinary care for the animal's health and meet the nutritional requirements of their diets, we have a program to encourage animals to behave as they would in nature. Providing opportunities for natural behavior can enhance an animal's well-being. Caregivers rely on the study of animals in their native habitats, and through exhibit or behavioral modification, encourage natural behavior at the zoo.
I think that'd be a good idea to work on socializing.
Brookfield Zoo has a coordinator of training and behavioral enrichment who can be found in almost any area of the zoo, working with zoo staff on a variety of animal behavior and training projects. This is Newt, a Rodriguez fruit bat. Newt was orphaned at birth and raised by keepers, so he was very comfortable around people, maybe too comfortable. Because he was raised by people, Newt did not know how to act like a bat. The problem facing animal managers was how to encourage Newt to exhibit natural bat behavior, like flying and socializing with other bats. To help socialize Newt, keepers housed him in a mesh enclosure inside the bat exhibit, which allowed him to see and touch other bats. Since Newt is a valuable member of an endangered species, managers felt it would be important to teach him the skills he would need to return to his group. To develop the strong muscles he would need for flying, Newt was trained to fly to keepers. In Brookfield Zoo's Australia House, bats fly freely with human visitors on whom Newt could land if given the opportunity. Not all visitors at Brookfield Zoo's Australia House would appreciate this kind of close encounter. So during the day when visitors are present, Newt has been trained to fly to his keeper, who puts him in his sleeping quarters.
Good boy, Newt. Good boy.
At night, he's allowed to socialize with other bats to learn appropriate bat behavior and to be a bat. Zookeepers sometimes train animals to participate in their own care. Timex is a female tree kangaroo from Papua New Guinea. Like other mammals from this region, Timex is a marsupial, which means she holds her baby, called a joey, in her pouch. It is important for keepers to know if Timex is carrying a joey. In the wild, male and female tree kangaroos are usually solitary, spending little time together other than for breeding. So in the zoo, keepers will separate Timex from her mate Taru when she has a joey. The question keepers want answered today is whether or not Timex is carrying a joey. Timex has been trained to place her front paws on this object and allow her keepers to put an image-gathering device, a scope, in her pouch. This procedure allows animal keepers to view Timex's mammaries. If Timex were carrying a joey, this is where it would be. No baby tree kangaroo today. Still, keepers will continue to train Timex to be scoped, and hopefully they will see a joey before too long.
Today we're going to be looking at our fennec foxes and also looking at their exhibit.
Encouraging natural behavior at the zoo is sometimes a group effort. The goal of this meeting is to help encourage natural behavior in fennec foxes at the zoo.
Big ears, they have a really good sense of hearing, and they would use
The
that
group
to
lists behaviors or traits of wild fennec foxes
They also have a really good sense of smell, which helps.
and discusses ways that keepers can manipulate the environment of fennec foxes at the zoo to encourage their behavior to more closely reflect that of wild fennec foxes.
Very good. I think we have three really good traits to look at. We have acute hearing, cute smell, and also that they'll bury their food. And we know that they have the basics already. They have food, water, and also a place to rest.
They then suggest options that might help stimulate the fox's senses.
We want to start by keeping social animals in social situations, trying to increase forage time and keep the animals busy rather than just putting their food and water into bowls. And we also want to try to figure out ways to stimulate these animal senses. And we need to be sure, whatever we do, that it's safe for the animals. Okay, so we have a male and female together now, so they are in a social situation, but how can we increase forage time?
What about the way we feed crickets?
We have a small container we've used with other animals. It has holes in it, and they kind of bat it around to get the crickets out.
How about if we bury it under the sand? Then they'll have to use their ears to locate the sound of the crickets.
And then they'd have to dig to get the crickets out.
How else can we increase forage time?
Well, we could scatter their meatballs throughout the exhibit. That way they would have to use their sense of smell to search for them, and that could increase their forage time.
It sounds like we have two great ideas. Is there any way we could try them tomorrow?
Sure, I'm working with them tomorrow. I think it'd be really interesting to see what they do with both the cricket feeder and the meatballs.
Alex, good girl. This is great. Louie's looking all over. Alex found one already. Louie's got a great sense of smell. Hot, Louie. Oh, he's burying it. This is great. He'll come back later when he's hungry and dig it up. Oh, he's burying another one. This is great. Not only have we increased their foraging behavior, but we've also encouraged them to bury their prey.
Keepers next try to stimulate the fox's hearing and digging ability with the cricket feeder. The foxes get excited as they locate the feeder. Watching animals exhibit natural behaviors at the zoo can be fascinating for zookeepers and zoo guests alike. We enrich the lives of the animals in our care, and they in turn enrich ours. Animal training has many benefits. It provides stimulation and promotes positive relationships between trainers and dolphins. In addition to being trained for public demonstrations, dolphins routinely receive training for medical behaviors. Examining dolphins without their cooperation can be risky, so through positive reinforcement training, dolphins voluntarily participate in their own health care.
Wow, Tara, that looks great.
Thanks, Marty. You know, one of the veterinarians is here today to do a physical on one of the dolphins. Would you like to watch?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to.
First of all is a mouth open, just where we have the animals open their mouths. We can check their tongue and their teeth, make sure they don't have any scratches or anything like that. And next we have the animals chuff, or just exhale very forcefully out of their blowhole. We can have this cultured and make sure that everything is nice and healthy within their respiratory tract. We also work with the animals on doing what we call layouts, so that we can examine and look at all different parts of their bodies. They'll roll over whichever way we want. We could even have the veterinarians come in and ultrasound the dolphins. You could tell if a female was pregnant this way, or also just take a look at their other internal organs. And the last one that is very important is called a fluke presentation. And this is where we are able to draw blood samples directly from the dolphin's tail. They'll just lay out real quietly once again and stay relaxed and present their tail fluke to the trainer. They get used to being touched and rubbed along their tail. And eventually they'll hold still when the needle goes in and a blood sample is actually drawn. That's real helpful. Again, you can tell if females are pregnant and just the general health of the animal from a blood sample.
Good girl. Good girl.
This training really paid off in 1994 when Wendy Dolphin seemed to be putting on a few pounds. Dolphin trainers gave her the cue to lay out, and veterinarians were able to confirm a heartbeat in Wendy's uterus.
It's a baby kicking around.
Wendy was pregnant. In the months that followed, Wendy's progress was monitored, and on October 11th, Kai was born.
Look, here's Kai now. I'd like
Trainers
to
begin to develop a trusting relationship with the dolphins at a very young age.
We'll just start off with a quick mouth open, taking a look at his mouth, his tongue, and his teeth, and move on to a chuff. Good. And a layout. We'll start with the dorsal layout. We'll turn him on his side so you can get a good look at all the different parts of his body.
Wow, he's only 2 years old and he's come so far.
At Brookfield Zoo, we are committed to maintaining the health and well-being of every animal in our care, for this generation and for generations to come.
Shake. Good.
Shake. Okay. Down. Lay down.
Abby, heel. Good. Good.
Jazzy, heel.
And kiss. Good.
Kiss, kiss.
Be considerate of your pets, too. Training and enriching can enhance the quality of life for the animals in your care.